When forces loyal to King John undermined Rochester Castle, it spelled doom for the rebels inside. Within days, they had surrendered. But the rebel barons weren't done yet. Their ally, Prince Louis of France, had sent an invasion force to help the barons overthrow King John. Then, in late 1216, the king fell ill with dysentery and died. His son, just 9 years old, was crowned King Henry III. It was now up to the young king's regent, the 70-year-old legendary knight William Marshal, to protect the crown. He faced a near impossible challenge. England was crumbling. Rebels were taking town after town. But William Marshal bided his time and prepared to defeat the rebels. Then in May 1217, he got the chance that he'd been waiting for. William discovered that the rebels planned to simultaneously besiege both Dover Castle and Lincoln Castle. With rebel forces split and weakened, William Marshal led his royalist army to Lincoln. The castle on one side of the city was still controlled by royalists, under its formidable constable, Lady Nicola de la Haye. But the streets of the city were under rebel control. On May 20th, 1217, the Royalist Relief Force, led by William Marshal, arrived to retake the rebel-controlled city. The future of England rode on the success of this mission. Troops loyal to the king held the castle at Lincoln, while outside, rebels controlled the city. The defenders had to hold the castle until reinforcements arrived, under the command of the king's knight, William Marshal.
Fuste tulkas härjande hästes.
Will they that for they?
king's men discovered a building belonging to the rebels. To secure Lincoln, they would need to destroy the rebels' military structures. The king's men tore through the rebel fortifications, diminishing the enemy's military presence. The castle now faced a new attack from the rebels' French allies. If the king's men hoped to lift the French siege, they would need to destroy the enemy forts on the outskirts of Lincoln.
We have a
Get in Boskin. Engines are moving. Surge engines! After that will I be over. And coming in the rockets.
Be ready for the next worker on the roller. Yeah, he under yet me hestes. What needest thou of me? Buildings.
The king's army had almost regained control of the city. At last, the king's knight William Marshal arrived with his forces. While a hard battle remained, there was now hope for the young king's army. The king's army razed the last of the rebels' military buildings, but the French siege continued. William Marshal's forces were welcomed in Stowe, a nearby town loyal to the king.
Where Nitas are they ready for stir?
And coming in the rockets. Hester's coming.
Ich shall obey.
Non-rester for the shrewd, ready to gone. He bore way way that hit is a building and be built with intending. You ready? Lock him forward to the meanest. There is wood needeth to be out gathering.
Reckon, your hostess aren't here. During that no.
Where should he dress an hour?
The sage engines aren't ready. The hostess will be obeyed. It will be done. The hostess will be obeyed. Ah, is a data.
And Eaton weaponers. Aiming crossbow, he ready and waiting. He ready to hear and Hestus.
The king's men uncovered one of the French forces' siege camps near Lincoln.
Arita every chat, Baron Uta.
The sage engines
Hestes aren't coming. Who can get this building he building today?
The sage engines aren't ready.
Yeah, you ready for Hestus? Charla swinker. Baseball harder on the back.
The two on the silent.
Ready for Hestus?
He bore way that hit is
And the rest up for this.
Sage engines, teams are leaving.
tore through the French fort, weakening the enemy siege.
Hester. It will be done. Nan carving in the ronkers. That will be done. Here on doing that too.
We are taking powers ours! Nicht use it for glory. Here there, be the left. Here, share thing.
Good. We have new Hesters. Records. New Hesters on. Getting on, mate. Surge engines at the ready! Crackers, follow the surge engine, young crackers. Meet the surge engine. Pardon me. Following the artillery. Good air. Has this moved the engine? None carving in the wrong place. Will they be all done?
Crackers, well. They're hiding at the Honey, Wait! Secretly ready for command!
Good air.
William Marshal and Nicolas de la Haye had saved the city, and with it, the kingdom. When forces loyal to William Marshal's success in retaking Lincoln was an overwhelming victory for the Royalists. The rebel barons had been defeated, and their French allies driven out of England altogether. William Marshal now focused on creating a stable kingdom for the young King Henry III. To maintain the backing of the rebels, in 1217, a royal seal of approval was given to a reissued Magna Carta, limiting the power of the monarchy. Many barons held lands in both England and Normandy. But now they faced a choice. On which side of the Channel would they make their home? Many chose England. The cross-Channel kingdom was over, establishing a clear English identity. But the impact of the Normans on England's evolution is still felt today. Almost 1,000 years later, the surviving Norman castles and cathedrals still dominate the landscape. In the midst of the modern city, William the Conqueror's fortress, the Tower of London, remains a powerful reminder of their legacy. But it's the unseen influence of the Normans that endures. The Norman invasion changed the English language and established the foundations of modern parliament and governance. And it's all because one man, William the Conqueror, claimed the English crown that he believed by rights was his. The Normans conquered a country and changed the course of England forever. William Marshall's success in retaking Lincoln was an overwhelming victory for the Royalists. Today, Moscow is a metropolis of over 11 million people. But 800 years ago, it was a small village on the banks of the Moskva River. A modest settlement surrounded by simple wooden defenses. It gave little indication of its future greatness, or its ability to evolve through adversity. Moscow was frequently attacked and destroyed. Yet each time, it rose from the ashes, stronger and better defended. Its first real test came in 1238. This time, they faced a new enemy: the Mongols. Moscow had been largely unaware of the growing threat in Central Asia. Genghis Khan, founder of the Great Mongol Empire, had conquered most of the Asian continent. His descendants continued his work to expand the empire. His grandson, Batu Khan, led the armies of what would become known as the Golden Horde. Their goal: to extract money from principalities they conquered. One by one, states in the region, known collectively as the Rus, fell to the Golden Horde. Moscow was next. In 1238, the Mongol Golden Horde surrounded Moscow and besieged its wooden walls. It would only hold out for 5 days. Moscow burned. That could have been the end of its story. But the people of Moscow were resilient. They would not give up their home or their control of the Moskva River, an important trade route. They began to rebuild and strengthen Moscow's defenses. Yet one question remained. Would the terror return? Moscow faced certain ruin, as Mongol raiders burned their way through the wooden city. With no other Rus coming to their aid, it was up to the people of Moscow to drive away their attackers and beat out the flames. The remaining Mongols were driven away by the tenacious Muscovites.
Иду! Свидание! Жду.
Слушайте, число.
Слушайте. Готовы, Ери? Иду вперед. Готовы, часо. Землю, народ. Построен есть.
Часа, иду.
Наказ. Возротай, Сонь.
Слушайте.
Труждаемся. Поревник есть.
Часо. Ладно, есть.
Что? Иду. Часа. Строим.
А?
Готов.
Да.
Наказі, сонць. Треба.
Наказе, Сонь.
With the Mongol raiders repelled and the fires extinguished, the Muscovites began rebuilding. The Muscovites knew that they could rapidly construct buildings out of wood, and so gathered what they needed from the forest.
Труждаемся.
Наказі, сонць. Сідає.
Готовы.
Построен есть.
Люди готовы. Строим.
Часа.
Тихо. Наказе, Сонь. Зидание. Люди, Сонь. Труждаемся. Построен есть.
А? Слушаете?
Слушаюся.
Задание. Труждаемся.
Готов есть. Третьим.
Уразумение.
Зидание.
Слушаемся. Часов. Готовы?
Готово есть.
Готовы, есть мы? Да, сделаем. На газе, Сонь. Сделаем.
Готов есть. Накази Бондон.
Жду. Готово есть.
Готов есть.
Добро есть. Тружденся на земле.
А? Идон. Строю. Тихо.
As the city rose from the ashes, the Muscovites would lay the foundations for a unique fortified complex. This iconic structure would be known as the Kremlin.
Часов. Готовы, есть мы? Готовы, есть мы?
Что? Урон землю.
Готовы есть, люди? Идите, люди. Сделаем. Труждаемся. Уразумеем. Всем работа ждет. Слушайте.
Готов.
Several villages had fled during the Mongol attack, and some were still in hiding.
Дело есть.
Здесь. Приуподобляйтесь все.
The once unassuming village of Moscow had been rebuilt as a city poised for growth. But to protect the city from further Mongol raids, it would need a fierce military and a strong defensive perimeter. The Muscovites knew that the terror from the steppe could return at any time.
Готово, трудитесь и
Ждите наказа! Наступай! Веду!
Готовы идти. Люди ждут наказы. Сделай. Построено будет.
Радуйся.
Слушайте. Я построю сие. Дело есть. Рада есть. Чего делать и надобно? Построено будет. Радуйся. Я построю.
Чего делать надобно? Начну трудитесь.
having been caught off guard by the Mongols before.
Начну
The
трудиться.
Muscovites knew they could come under attack at any moment. Strong defenses would give them a better chance of protecting their city.
Рада есть. Построено есть, ладно. Я здесь. Сделано добро. Я выхожу. Дело есть.
Приуготовляйте. Слушай.
Приуготовляйтесь все. Рада есть.
Воїни, исправляйтеся! Напрячь, воїни!
Рад есть.
Воїни, на браню готов... Воїни, надо... Приходите, воїни! Исполняйте!
Чего делать? На казе будут. Сие, возможно, есть. Я построю сие.
Копейщицы в ряде стоят.
Воїни, надо напрячь, воїни!
Сие мне нравится.
Воїни, на браню готовляйтесь! Дело сделано есть! Ладно есть! Сделано порази! Воїни, приходите, воїни!
Слушай, да, сделаю.
Воїни, на браню готовляйтесь! Готов, исправляйтесь! Исправляйте!
Работа ждет.
Исправляйтесь! Исправляйтесь! Воїни, на браню готов... Идите!
На казе будут. Я построю сие. Построено будет.
Сделано добро есть. Построено есть, ладно.
Построен, слушайте.
На казе будут. Радуйся. Добуду мясо. Построено будет.
Готово есть.
Готовы идти. Люди здесь суть. Добро есть. Я построю сие. Делаю. Готовы идти. На казе будут. Построено будет.
Приуготовляйтесь все. Начну трудитесь. Построено есть, ладно.
Дело есть. Начну трудить.
Радуйся.
Приуготовляйтесь все.
Hearing the foreboding beat of the Mongol war drums, the Muscovites braced themselves for another raid.
Сделаю.
Рада есть. Сие мне нравится. Слушайте. Надобные наказы будут.
The woods surrounding Moscow provided an abundance of resources, but danger lurked within.
Надобные.
Predators stalked in the shadows looking for an easy meal.
Слушайте. Наказы будут. Приуготовляйтесь все.
Приказ.
Иду на брать.
Копейщик есть.
Готово трудитесь есть. Радуйся. Слушайте. Буду древо рубить. Наказе будут. Добыча древесана.
Дело есть.
Копейщицы в ряде стоят. Есть. Молчите и слушайте. Ворог близ стоит.
Слушайся.
Меня поражают.
Сделано будет.
Исправляйтесь!
Слушай наказ. Слушайте все. Жаловайтесь нельзя. Следую наказам.
Воины, исправляйтесь! Воины, исправляйтесь! Исправляйтесь!
Слушайте. Исправите надобно.
Наказе нові суть.
Чего делаете на...
Наказы будут. Уразумел.
Где ворог?
Наказ службу разумею. Як угодно есть.
Кто стреляет?
The Muscovites had successfully defended their newly built city against the Mongol raid. Now that Moscow could defend itself, its rulers looked to expand their influence into new territories. Today, Moscow is a metropolis of over 11 million people. But 800 years ago, it was a small village on the banks of the Moskva River. A modest settlement surrounded by simple wooden defenses. It gave little indication of its future greatness, or its ability to evolve through adversity. Moscow was frequently attacked and destroyed. Yet each time, it rose from the ashes, stronger and better defended. Its first real test came in 1238. This time, they faced a new enemy: the Mongols. Moscow had been largely unaware of the growing threat in Central Asia. Genghis Khan, founder of the Great Mongol Empire, had conquered most of the Asian continent. His descendants continued his work to expand the empire. His grandson, Batu Khan, led the armies of what would become known as the Golden Horde. Their goal: to extract money from principalities they conquered. One by one, states in the region, known collectively as the Rus, fell to the Golden Horde. Moscow was next. In 1238, the Mongol Golden Horde surrounded Moscow and besieged its wooden walls. It would only hold out for 5 days. Moscow burned. That could have been the end of its story. But the people of Moscow were resilient. They would not give up their home or their control of the Moskva River, an important trade route. They began to rebuild and strengthen Moscow's defenses. Yet one question remained. Would the terror return? Horse archers were elite troops who galloped into battle, shooting their bows from the saddle, arrow after arrow after arrow.
The key to horse archery is being able to fit an arrow to the string, draw it back, and release very, very quickly. Horse archers use a special device called a thumb ring, and this gives us a special technique to lock the arrow onto the bow and shoot.
With the thumb draw, the arrow is placed on the right-hand side of the bow. And so taking an arrow from the quiver and onto the string was extremely efficient, allowing horse archers to shoot in rapid succession.
The three main shots are the forward shot, the side shot, and the back shot, also called the Parthian shot.
Both Moscow and the Mongols had a horse archery tradition that stretched back for centuries. Their armies were well matched with these light and versatile troops, and their conflicts were characterized by the horse archers' fluid style of warfare. Horse archers were famed for their surprise attacks. In Moscow's armies, they could be deployed rapidly in many different terrains, and then appear as if from nowhere. In addition to being expert with their bows, they used both javelins and swords for close-quarter fighting. Attacks could come from any side, so horse archers had to shoot both left and right-handed. Shots taken behind the head offered additional variety in the angles of attack. They were also expert at swarming across an enemy's front to decimate his lines. They were quick to retreat and just as quick to renew their attacks. Horse archers were Moscow's crack troops. They patrolled the borders and held them against invaders.